am Teacher JM, and I am from Banmay School. And how are you today? Are you feel great? Okay, now we are going to learn a new topic. Okay, it's about producers, consumers, and decomposers. You have idea what is producer, consumer, and decomposer? Okay, before that, let's go first with our vocabulary. Okay, let's read producer. Okay, let's read. Students, producer can produce their own food. Okay, producer. Next, let's read. 1, 2, 3, go. Consumer. Consumer cannot produce their own food. Okay, cannot produce their own food. Okay, next is grass. Grass. Okay, repeat after Teacher JM. Next is rabbit. Next is toad. Toad. Praying mantis. Praying mantis. Corn. Grasshopper. Spider. Wet rat. Snake. Sparrow and hawk. Okay. Now let's proceed to our sentence structure. Okay, I will say which is a blank. Which is a blank? Blank or blank? Blank or blank? You're going to answer blank is a blank. Blank is a blank. Okay. Now let's practice. Let's try. Okay. Which is a producer? Which is a producer? Okay. Grass or rabbit? Grass or rabbit? Okay, you are going to answer grass is a producer. Grass is a producer. Okay, now for our second sentence structure, I am going to say why. You are going to answer because a grass is used the energy from the sun. Because a grass is used the energy from the sun. Okay, now let's proceed to our topic. Okay, all living things need energy to survive. Okay, especially sunlight. Okay, sunlight is the source of energy for almost all living things. Okay, sunlight is the source of energy for almost all living things. Okay, on a post-it note, okay, write P, C, or D. Okay, this P, C, D is stand for producer, consumer, and decomposer. Okay, now let's study about producers. Okay, producers, it is, okay, let's read. 1, 2, 3, go. Organisms that use sunlight directly to make food. Okay, they do this by a process called photosynthesis. Okay, very good. Producers use sunlight to make food. Okay, what are the examples of producers? Okay, we have, okay, let's read. Grass, plants, trees, and corn. Okay, grass, plants, trees, and corn. Okay, that are the example of producers. Okay, again, what is producer? Okay, very good. 2, okay. Next is consumers. Consumers. Okay, let's read. 1, 2, 3, go. Organisms that eat producers or other organisms for energy. Okay. Consumers are the organisms that eat the producers or the other organisms for energy. Okay. What are the examples of consumers? Okay, let's define. Okay, there are 4 types of consumers. Okay, there are 4 types of consumers. Okay, what are those? Okay, we have herbivore, carnivore, omnivore, and scavenger. Okay, let's define the 4 types of consumers. Okay, first is herbivores. Okay, herbivores, consumer that eats plants. Okay, do you know what animal is it? Animal is it? Consumer that eats plants, herbivore. Okay, first picture is deer. Next is cow. Next is rabbit and horse. Okay, what's the first picture? Okay, deer, cow, rabbit, and horse. Okay, the consumer that eats plants. Okay, now let's go to carnivores. Okay, carnivores. Okay, let's read 1, 2, 3, go. Consumer that eats animals or meat. Consumer that eats animals. Okay, what are those animals? Okay, we have eagle, tiger, and owl. Okay, what are the animals that eat meat, or the animals that are carnivores? Okay, very good. Now let's go to omnivores. Okay, let's read what is omnivores. Consumer that eats both plants and animals. Okay, here the example of omnivores are peoples or humans and bear. Peoples, humans, or bear. Okay, now let's read example of herbivore, carnivore, and omnivore. Okay, let's read first the line in herbivore. Okay, we have koala, deer, rabbit, horse, and rhino. Okay, I will give you 5 seconds to read. Students, okay, 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, now next, carnivore. 1, 2, 3, go. Let's read. Shark, fox, snake, and tiger. And omnivore, we have raccoon, hedgehog, chicken, and bear. Okay. Okay, now let's go to number 3, decomposers. Okay, decomposers are organisms that get energy by breaking down the remains of dead organisms. Okay, it is known as nature's recyclers and adds nutrients to the soil. Okay, do you have idea what is decomposers? Okay, let's take a look at the picture. Okay, these are the examples of decomposer. Okay, the bacteria and fungi. Okay, take a look at the picture. Okay, we have, do you see the pictures? Okay, these are the bacteria, the 2 pictures, and at the right is the fungi or the mushroom. Okay, now let's have a practice. Okay, which is a consumer, snake or trees? Okay, snake is a consumer. Okay, why? Okay, because a snake is a consumer and depends on plants and other animals for food. Okay, now let's have another example. Okay, which is a decomposer? Okay, which is a decomposer, bacteria or rabbit? I will give you 3 seconds to think. Okay, bacteria is a decomposer. Okay, why? Because a bacteria is a substance absorbed by plants. Okay, because bacteria is absorbed by plants. Okay, and last is which is a producer, grass or rabbit? Which is a producer, grass or rabbit? Okay, answer is grass is a producer. Grass is a producer. Why? Because a grass is used energy from the sun. Okay, now that's the end of our lesson video. Thank you for listening and watching, and see you on our next video. Okay, bye.